I was watching Bridget Jones last week, and there's this part where Mark Darcy says to her, I like you so much just the way you are. But the question is, do you? Because today we're going to talk about self-love. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, okay, I hear all these things about self-love, and I like myself just fine. But do you really? Do you love yourself just as you are? Not when you're 5 pounds skinnier, or when you've got your technology all set up, or when you get that job or meet the guy. But do you love yourself like just as you are? Because the other kind of love, that's transactional. I am talking about real, genuine love for yourself. Today we're going to talk about self-love, what it actually is and what it actually isn't, and why it is so incredibly important to love ourselves. And I am going to tell you the story of when I had no choice but to choose myself. Can we cue that music up? Because I really need some intro music today.
This is our time.
Welcome to Small Talk with Sheila. I am your host, Sheila, and this is a story-driven podcast where we talk about all the small moments in your life that turn you into the main character of your own rom-com, and reminding you that you don't have to be perfect to love your messy, magical self. You can hear my dog. You guys, I'm recording. Today we're talking about self-love, and it is one of the most important relationships that we ever have, the one with ourselves. So, you know what to do. Grab a beverage. I got a big water because I need to hydrate, and light your Sheila candle, and let's get into it. Julian, my editor, can you please cue the music? You've got this. I've got this. I remember what self-love actually looked like for me. And it wasn't a bubble bath or a face mask, as Instagram likes to tell us it is. So a few episodes back, I told you about my ex-husband who sent me a message on Facebook Messenger that he wanted a divorce. But I didn't tell you the whole story. It wasn't the first time. Nope. He would do this to me repeatedly. He would leave, return, and I would take him back. And that's just the way it went. I don't know. There was this time between all this back and forth of him leaving and me taking him back that something started to shift in me, and I wanted to make some changes in my life. I remember I did this cleanse, and it wasn't about losing weight or anything. I don't know. I just wanted to start feeling good in my body again. I was walking a lot. I think over 10,000 steps a day. I was reading so much self-development books and listening to a lot of podcasts. I think I went an entire year of listening to Jay Shetty's podcast almost every single day. I love Jay Shetty, by the way, and I love his wife. I feel like if you don't follow them on social media, please do. They are the cutest rom-com-y couple ever. But anyways, I was listening to a lot of podcasts, reading a lot of books. Got my hair stuck in there. And I remember this book too. Oh gosh, I have to tell you guys about it. I'm going to leave it in my show notes, called Radical Awakening. It was amazing. I started feeling just better about myself, right? And taking care of myself. I remember that when that Facebook message came, obviously I was devastated. Obviously I was hurt. Obviously I was shattered. But somewhere along the line, I had fallen so much in love with myself that this time I didn't wait for him to return. I said, I'm done. I am finally done. Because I didn't need someone to love me if they didn't want to. I didn't need someone to stay. I had fallen in love with myself. And you guys, that's what I want for all of you. I want us to just be these magical main characters that are messy and wonderful and beautiful and totally and absolutely in love with ourselves. Because we only get this one little life. I want to talk a little bit about what self-love actually is and what it isn't. Because I think Instagram shows us versions of self-love, and it looks like bubble baths and face masks and taking yourself out for a latte and a hot girl walk. And listen, That is self-love, right? In lots of ways, it really is. I had somebody actually listen to one of my recent episodes, the Breakup Glow Up, and she's like, "I am so inspired to be the main character of my life. I just bought myself a latte and I'm going on a hot girl walk and all this stuff," which was great and beautiful. And that is part of being a main character. But self love is actually so much deeper than that. And I really want us to grasp this idea because self love is two things. One is just consistency. It's like really taking care of ourselves. I think in the days before I got that Facebook messages, the months, I would even say it was a year, I had become really consistent in taking care of myself, which is a form of love, which is honestly what we want someone else to do for us when we fall in love, right? So we need to do that for ourselves. And it was about taking consistent action. It was about taking care of my body, drinking a lot of water, going on walks. And through that, there was a self devotion. That self devotion turned into self love. And then there's another part of what self love is, and that's to be kind to ourselves. Because listen, you can go on a hot girl walks and you can do a cleanse and you can listen to all the podcasts in the world. But if you're doing it beating yourself up, that's not love either. If you're not loving the person you are today as you're becoming this future self, then you're just kind of waiting. And there's no fun in that. So I want to show what self-love looks like in practice. Honestly, today is one of those days, which is very ironic that I am having a very hard time loving myself. I Nothing is going right, by the way, which is very normal, and I just want to normalize that. My internet went out. I got this new camera, but I can't get it to set up. So now I'm shooting on my iPhone. I think my light is off, and part of me just doesn't want to record, but I'm on deadline and I have to record and I have to show up for you. But more importantly, I have to show up for myself. And in this moment, I have to practice real self love. I have to practice not getting myself mad about all the things that are actually not in my control. And that's what I want to remind you guys. I want to remind you that self love is this consistent practice that we have. Like, we genuinely have to be in this relationship with ourselves and take care of ourselves in exactly the way we need to. And that means doing the things that are not always what we want to do, but also being gentle with ourselves along the way. I think about Sex and the City, the movie. You guys all know what happens, and if you don't, Mr. Big leaves Carrie at the altar. She is there with a bird on her head. Do you remember the bird? And she's in pieces. She is absolutely in pieces. This love that she had been wanting her entire existence all of a sudden left. And of course, her friends, they scoop her up and they take care of her. But the part of the movie that I really love is the assistant, Louise, played by Jennifer Hudson. What she does is she doesn't just help her get her life together, she helps her get back to herself. And in the process of her healing her heart and getting rid of things she no longer wants and moving back into her little apartment, she starts falling in love with herself again. Now, in Carrie's instance, when Mr. Big comes back into her life, she does take him back. And I think the moment where she is reading those love letters that he had emailed her that she didn't know about, I think they hit a chord with her because she had finally fallen in love with herself. That's what I want for me, and that's what I want for you. And listen, it's a daily moment to moment practice. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, okay, well, Sheila, how do I do this? And you guys, I have an idea for us. For me, I'm going to do this too. I want you guys to find a baby picture of you. A little baby. It could be a baby, it could be a toddler, you could be 6, 7, whatever. I just want little you, and I want a photo of it. And I want you to put this photo in a place that you can see it constantly, whether it's your bathroom mirror or on your phone, I don't know, in your purse, wherever. And I want you to look at that photo every single day for the next week. And I am going to do this myself. And I want you to say, what does loving her or him look like? I want Julian, listen, I want you to do this. I want to see a little baby photo of Julian, and I want all of us to do this together because that's what self love looks like. It's like really tending to ourselves as if we were these little babies, as if we were children. And what would we do? We would probably make sure the child is well fed and is getting its nutrients and being consistent, but also loving that child, like saying, "Good job. You did great today. You know what, Sheila? You showed up and you recorded, even though it felt like everything was going wrong today." That's what self love looks like. You guys, this month we've been talking so much. We talked about what happens in a breakup that gives you a glow up, and we realized it was honestly paying attention to your life. We talked about what main character energy is, and it's really about being the writer of your own life. I wanted to wrap this series up and remind you that yes, it's about paying attention to your life. It's about being the writer and creator of your own life. And most importantly, it's about having the most loving relationship with yourself. And when you do that, you guys, when the guy doesn't want to be with you anymore, or the job rejects you, or something really horrible happens to you and you feel so alone, you know that you love yourself and you can get through anything. And I promise you that you can. So, with that, I want to wrap up this very special, very real episode in real time. And listen, I want you guys to send me your baby pictures. Really, I want you to do that. If you're on the listening apps, please send it to me. If you're on YouTube, leave it in the comments. Little baby yous, I want to see it. And I want to hear what you've done this week to really love yourself. And what does that look like? And most importantly, what does that feel like? And you know what? I am actually going to do the same. I am giving myself the same homework that I'm giving you. You know what to do. If you like this episode, please share it with friends and family and people that you think just need a little extra nudge to realize how fabulous they are. Of course, I would love a review if you're enjoying Small Talk with Sheila. I just want to remind you to come back next week. And this rom com, oh man, it is just getting started. I love Jay Shetty, and I also love his wife, by the way. They're like, oh, I hit my mic. All right, get it together, Sheila. I'm going to start over.